Welcome to a brand new series here on this channel, a New York Jets franchise rebuild. The way I'm going to run this is going to be very similar to my Oklahoma City Bisons franchise, where I don't actually play any games. I control the entire roster, but the way I really enjoy Madden 24 is by watching the computer play against the computer. So that is the way I like to do things. So we'll be doing a lot of slow sim and fast sim in this series. A few things to catch you up on in this universe. The only big change in the playoffs was the Packers ended up not making it, even though they also were 9-8. I went through and I marked every single game as a win or a loss for every team to try to get accurate standings, and for whatever reason, Seattle got in over Green Bay. It ultimately did not matter though, because the Super Bowl was between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. And here is how that game went. The 49ers win 28-14, getting their franchise's 6th Super Bowl victory. Dre Greenlaw wins Super Bowl MVP, and then you can see all of the yearly awards on the right side of the screen. Just for the first season of this franchise, we will be using a user-created class for the upcoming draft. I didn't really want to use an auto-generated class here. I feel like it'll be a lot more fun to put in some of the real rookies that are coming into the league. And like I said, I went through every single game to mark the correct winners and losers, so I don't know why the draft order came out a little bit different, but instead of pick number 7, we will have pick number 8. But the big story of this franchise is Aaron Rodgers did not retire following the season, so we get at least 1 year of Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and obviously it's going to be a Super Bowl or bust type season. We do have some players here ready to negotiate their contract. The first one we're going to do is right guard Elijah Vera Tucker. We are going to take his 5th year option. I would really like to bring back right tackle Mekhi Becton, a superstar dev trait, 77 overall, only 25 years old. But apparently he has the highest interest and career win percentage, and we're a brand new coach, so it's at 0%. We are going to offer a player-friendly deal. Will he take that? And he is going to be testing free agency, so we're going to need a new right tackle. The next player up is defensive end Bryce Huff, a 78 overall with a star dev trait, but his top need is top of the depth chart. He is a current or projected 3rd string right now. Let's go take a look at the roster real fast. Honestly, with John Franklin Myers, then we have Jermaine Johnson over here as a star dev trait. I would say, yeah, Huff is probably going to be a backup player, so I guess we're going to let him walk into free agency. Now, with Bryce Hall, we have a pretty young corner room. Sauce Gardner's a 24-year-old, DJ Reed is 27, Michael Carter is 25, but he's not winning a ton of money. We will offer him in this 2-year contract, still a star dev trait, and he will be coming back. Now, the next couple guys might get brought back in free agency, but we're going to go ahead and let Carl Lawson walk into free agency, along with safety Jordan Whitehead. Quarterback Zach Wilson, we are actually going to decline his 5th year option and look to trade him. And then past that, we're going to let everyone else walk into free agency. Either I think we can get better there, or they have really no interest in coming back. There's going to be a lot of rebuild on this team. We are also going to make one roster cut before we head into free agency, and it is going to be left guard Laken Tomlinson, a 74 overall. It would save us $13 million in cap space. He's an $18.9 million hit next season. I'm pretty sure we can find a left guard about that caliber for a lot cheaper. Now here I would like to go over some of the needs that I see for this team heading into this offseason. At quarterback, I really want to get a solid backup just in case Rodgers goes down again. Zach Wilson will be getting traded, like I said, and probably going to end up cutting Trevor Siemian. I have no need for a 56 overall, 32-year-old quarterback, but we'll also look for a younger quarterback in the draft to see if I can maybe hit on someone to develop. At running back, I'd like to get someone behind Breece Hall. He's an 85 overall. Michael Carter is a solid backup, but I want to see if we can upgrade at the backup running back position and see if maybe we can have Breece Hall split carries with somebody. Now, to me, wide receiver is a massive need on this team. You have an 86 overall Garrett Wilson, who is a phenomenal player, but then you have a 77 overall Allen Lazard, and past that, no one above a 68 overall. I would like to add at least 2 players to this room. I believe at tight end, we can also upgrade Tyler Conklin's a 79 overall. I believe he's a star depth trait, but I think we can get better there. Now, the offensive line is easily going to be the biggest need on this team. Currently only a 66 overall left tackle. Our left guard, we apparently have none on the roster. We have one center in Joe Tippmann. Right guard's an 80 overall Elijah Vera Tucker, who is currently injured, backed up by Max Mitchell. I guess he could end up playing left guard if we needed to. And then right tackle, we have none on the roster. So yeah, we're going to need to upgrade the offensive line just a bit. Along the defensive line, we have John Franklin Myers at an 81. I'm kind of cool with that. If we can find a better player, great. If not, I'm cool rolling with him. At right end's a 75 overall in Jermaine Johnson. Still a star depth trait. we might be able to turn him into a solid player. And then defensive tackle, we have Quinnen Williams, and then Jalen Holmes, who's a 69 overall. We're obviously going to look to add another defensive tackle. Linebacker is another position of need, though. We have a 66 overall outside linebacker. Middle linebacker is CJ Mosley, but he's going into his 11th year. Still a superstar depth trait, 87 overall. And then right outside linebacker is an 82 in Quincy Williams. So we just really need a left outside linebacker and maybe a young middle linebacker to play behind CJ Mosley. I honestly think the corner position might be the best on this team. A 95 overall Sauce Gardner, an 84 in DJ Reed. Then you have a 76 in Michael Carter and a 73 in Bryce Hall. We may look to get a better slot corner, but right now I'm not going to say that's a position of need. We currently have no free safety on the roster, so we'll definitely look to upgrade that. And then strong safety, we have a 73 overall in Tony Adams. We'll probably look to upgrade that as well. And then we have no kicker and no punter, so we'll also look to add those. Just trying to plan for the NFL draft, we have our own first round pick at pick number 8. We have no second round pick, but we do have a third round pick. Then we have 2 4s and a 6. So we only have 5 draft picks this year. That's a problem. I think we will definitely be considering trading back from number 8 to try to get more picks in this draft, but for now, let's go ahead and head into free agency. Looking at the possible offensive lineman here in free agency is not very promising. There is not a lot of talent here. We might be able to get someone at left guard. At center, there's really not an upgrade. Right guard, there's not a whole lot of interest. And then right tackle, the best one is Mekhi Becton, but he has no interest in coming back here. Alright, here are the 5 contracts I've decided to throw out in free agency. We're going to try to get Gardner Minshew for our backup quarterback, outside linebacker Malik Harrison, free safety Jordan Whitehead. I told you guys we might be bringing him back, but we are in a battle with the Patriots. Wide receiver Curtis Samuel, who right now we are far and away winning. And then defensive end Chase Young. Yes, I know I said I was kind of fine with our defensive ends, but we have a chance to land an 89 overall superstar X Factor at only 25 years old, and apparently he can also end up going to the Patriots or even back to Washington. Alright, the players have now evaluated their offers. Jordan Whitehead is still in play. Malik Harrison is still in play. Did we land anybody? We got Curtis Samuel and Gardner Minshew, but we do not land Chase Young. Where in the world does he go? Great, we get to play him twice a year now. Well, as much as it sucks losing out on Chase Young, we have to move on. So I've offered 5 new contracts. The first one, a left tackle Josh Jones, might be playing right tackle. There are not really any good right tackles in this free agency class. Left guard David Edwards, outside linebacker Malik Harrison. I've upped his offer. I've upped the offer to safety Jordan Whitehead. And then we're also trying to get defensive tackle Michael Pierce. So let's see if any of these guys are going to take these contracts. We managed to bring back Jordan Whitehead and Malik Harrison. We also signed David Edwards, but there's still 2 players left, and that is defensive tackle Michael Pierce, and now the Raiders have joined in, and left tackle Josh Jones. No one has joined in on that one. Unfortunately, we really didn't have the cap space to compete for defensive tackle Michael Pierce, so I had to withdraw from that. We still have Josh Jones here. We're now offering defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins, and then we finally found our kicker and our punter, and Cameron Dicker and Tommy Townsend. Are either one of them going to sign their contracts here on this final stage of stage 1? Actually, they are now all gone. We land Tommy Townsend, we land Cameron Dicker, we land Sheldon Rankins, and we land Josh Jones. So I think we got most of the people we were going after. Unfortunately, despite free agency, I still think Aaron Rodgers might get murdered behind this offensive line. Let's take a look at the free agency recap. We now have to play Chase Young twice a year because he has signed with the Patriots, and so has Grover Stewart, so that's awesome. At corner, it looks like Stephon Gilmore is headed to Detroit. At free safety, Micah Hyde is now a Colt. Kyle Duggar is still unsigned. Curtis Samuel signed with us. Bobby Wagner did not sign with anybody. We got Tommy Townsend. And Michael Pierce signed with the Raiders. Looking at the final mock draft, it looks like Marvin Harrison is going to go number 1 to Chicago. I don't know if they'll do that in real life. Personally, I think they will go with a quarterback. Caleb Williams looks like he's going to go to New England, so we'll have to play him twice a year. That's going to be fun. And then we're down here at pick 8 being mocked wide receiver Keon Coleman. We all know how the mock draft works. We all know it's going to be the exact order that it was. But let me go see if I can move on from quarterback Zach Wilson first. Well, I was looking around the league for some top needs, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' top need is quarterback. Baker Mayfield was in free agency, and it's a pretty obvious reason as to why they need a quarterback. Trace McSorley is their number 1 QB right now at a 55 overall. So let's see if they will give us a 2nd round pick for Zach Wilson. I understand that may not be anywhere close to what the Jets can get for him in real life, But in this game, they currently have nobody, but they have negative cap space, so I actually can't offer them this deal. I love EA sometimes. Well, hopefully I found another team that might be willing to take Zach Wilson, and this one actually has some cap space. Their starting quarterback right now is a 69 overall Will Levis. I think in real life they probably roll with Levis next season, but let's see if they will give us a second round pick for quarterback Zach Wilson, and that trade is not even going to come close. Well, I decided I need to throw a little bit more into this trade package in order to get anything of value, so I've decided to add tight end Tyler Conklin, and I really like this offer from the Colts. Obviously, we're not getting much in terms of draft picks, but left tackle Bernard Raymond's a 78 overall with a star dev trait, 91 strength, 77 run block, 81 pass block. I think this is going to be a good trade for us. So Zach Wilson and Tyler Conklin are officially members of the Indianapolis Colts, and now we have our starting left tackle. Just because I like to see it happen, with the number 1 pick, the Chicago Bears are going to take wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. Now here with the 8th overall pick, I think there are a few receivers that are really talented and could help us out a lot. There's also tight end Brock Bowers. We just traded our starting tight end. Bowers, I think, is going to be a monster in the NFL, but I want to see if we can actually trade this pick away to pick up a few picks later in the draft. There are a few picks here that I really like, and if we weren't in like an Aaron Rodgers situation where we really need to win this year, there are definitely some trades I would take. Like this Vikings one where we get a first round and a second round pick next year. We trade out of the first round this year, which would suck, but I really think a few of these trades would be really good for us, but I really can't take any of them needing to win now. So with this 8th overall pick, we are going to take tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia, 21 years old, A, catching traffic, B, catching, elite speed and acceleration. Bowers, welcome to the New York Jets with your hidden dev trait and 90 speed. But here with pick 8 in the 3rd round, because we did not have a second round pick, we're going to take Jerry Rice's son, wide receiver Brendan Rice out of USC, and he will have a hidden dev trait and 93 speed, 94 acceleration. I think he's going to be a pretty good slot receiver. Now in the 4th round, we're going to take running back Blake Corum out of Michigan, A, ball carrier vision, A, break tackle, C, carrying, has great speed, elite acceleration. Welcome to the New York Jets with a hidden dev trait yet again. And now just a few picks later, here in the 4th round, I think I found the rookie quarterback I want to see if we can develop. It is Jordan Travis out of Florida State. Obviously in real life coming off an injury, but he comes into this with D awareness, which is a bit concerning, but has B, deep, medium, and short accuracy, B, play action, A, throw under pressure, B, throw on the run, and then he has good throw power. So Jordan Travis, welcome to the Jets. He is a normal dev trait, which does suck, but we'll see if we can develop him at all. And now with our final pick in the draft here in the 6th round at pick number 8, wide receiver Johnny Wilson was projected to go in rounds 2 to 3. 23 years old, A, catching traffic, A, deep route, B, release, does have D catching, which is a problem, but he's also 6'7". So we're going to go ahead and take Johnny Wilson here in the 6th round. He does have a normal dev trait, which sucks, but he's tall as hell, so I figured why not. Well, I feel like we came out of this draft class pretty good. We got a 78 overall tight end, a 74 overall receiver, a 76 overall running back, a 68 overall quarterback, and a 72 overall receiver in the 6th round. I'm perfectly fine with that. Was it smart to use all of my picks on offense? Probably not, but we'll see how it works out for us. The Bears ended up taking the best player in the draft in Marvin Harrison Jr., and the Patriots do take Caleb Williams. So we will get to play Caleb Williams twice a season. That should be a lot of fun. In the next episode, we will be doing the entire preseason because I really want to see how well Jordan Travis plays to see if we can actually develop him into anything solid for us. Maybe he can be our starting quarterback next season. Off screen, I will be signing some undrafted free agents if I find any that I really like. And then obviously I'll be doing the training camp as well and upgrading some of the players. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time.